I'm Jackie, the Sewing Pastor's wife, and this is Friday Sews on a Saturday again, because I can't get it together. But anyway, here I am. So thank you, Jen, from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, for starting this hashtag for sewists all over the world who gather together and share what they've been doing in their sewing room, what they're planning to do, and a little bit about life. I absolutely love Friday Sews, and I'm so excited to be a part of this community because it is, the sewing community overall is just the kindest, most wonderful and encouraging group on the internet, hands down. I absolutely believe that with all my heart. And if you are new here, thanks for stopping by, and I'd love to know how you found me. So let me know in the comments how you found me. And then if you are a returning viewer, I'm so glad you're back. Thanks. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I appreciate so much all of your encouragement and just understanding, like when something does not go right. I love that you encourage me. We encourage each other in all of that. And I think probably the most encouraging part is just finding out that I'm not the only one that's had that problem. So anyway, I love it. So thank you for being with me today, and so sorry that I promised a video last week and then I completely failed, because I truly believed when I said that I would have time to sew during VBS week, that I would have time to sew. But in fact, I did not, because 2 of those days I had my grandkids, so that was crazy. And then getting ready for VBS, which, by the way, I happened to think about this after I made the video before. If you are not familiar with VBS, that stands for Vacation Bible School, and it is, I don't know if it's just an American thing. I don't know. I know they do this in Canada, but I don't know. So Vacation Bible School is usually a week. We do it for 4 days, where kids in our church, at least from age 3 up through middle school, come 4 nights a week from 6 to 9. We personally at our church use a theme that, like, we purchase curriculum which is around a theme. This year it was Stellar Shining Jesus Light, and it was about space. It had a space theme, but the kids come together, and at least in our VBS they have like Bible story time, crafts, eating. This was just last week, and I can't remember what we do in Vacation Bible School, but anyway, they sing songs. It's great. It's such a fun week. So, and I love to see our church. They just turn out in droves to help and volunteer, which, by the way, speaking of my church, I'm actually at my church right now, as if you couldn't tell, like you thought this was my house. Of course, you did not think it was my house, but this is our church. That's it. New Vision. And I'm up here because I had to run some copies, and also because my husband and daughter came home, and it just feels so weird making a video while they're there. And I feel like they're secretly laughing at me. So I came up here to make the copies and figured I'd make the video while I'm here, because I don't have a lot to show from sewing this week. So let's get to the sewing. We'll talk about what I'm wearing as I'm talking about what I sewed, because it's all tied together. So I am going to put some pictures right here of my dress that I made. So let's talk about it. First of all, I told you that I was going to make a tiered dress. I wanted to make a tiered dress. Then I told you I ordered, at least if you watched the last video, that I ordered the fabric without realizing I needed more fabric. I ordered 3 yards, but I needed 3.5 for the pattern I was going to use. So I thought, well, maybe I can get away with it, but in fact I could not. So I had to make an adjustment and figure out something. So I decided to go with the Kinjarling dress from Waves and Wild, which I will link in the description below, because it's another dress that I wanted and I had enough fabric for it. So I didn't even have enough fabric for the midi. I was going to make a midi, which I'm short, so it kind of is still a midi on me. But anyway, I made the one that's supposed to come to like just below your knee, which is about where this one is. It's pretty close. So I decided to go with that one. So let me just say off the top of the bat, I've never sewed any of their patterns before, but I do feel like as a beginner, this was a really good pattern. They gave really good directions. They were really clear for me to understand. I totally got the directions. The technique, not so great at, but that's me, that's not them. In this dress particularly, it's a woven, and I love that I would say they are teaching you to do French seams, but if you were a beginner and you didn't know that's what it was called, I don't even know if they use that term, but they walk you through doing French seams. So the whole inside of this dress is finished beautifully. I mean, my husband was super impressed. I was like, well, you know, it's not actually that hard. It's time consuming, but it's not that hard. So anyway, but he was impressed. And then they had you serge. You could zigzag or serge the waistband where you gather. So anyway, it looks really good on the inside. So it's not finished. And so if you looked at those pictures and saw strings and stuff hanging out, it's because I'm not finished. Because this dress kind of wore me out. Even though I'm telling you it was easy, it's kind of worn me out. But that's just me because I'm still a beginner. Also, I've never sewn with linen before. I haven't really sewn with a lot of wovens either. So it was a learning process. So okay, so the reason it's not finished is because all that's left to do is hem the sleeves and hem the bottom. But my bobbin ran out of thread for the third time, and I just could not. I just did not want to deal with it, so I gave up. I've tried it on to take the pictures, and then I'm still wearing it because I was going to come here and make this video. So I made the pictures, by the way, when I was by myself, so they're not the greatest, and then they came home, so I just came up to church. So this dress, okay, so the linen. I've never sewn with linen, so I don't know a lot about it. It's very heavy. Is that normal? Is this dress supposed to be heavy? Because it feels like it weighs like 5 pounds. I'm not complaining about the weight of it. It's fine because it's linen, and I'm not hot at all or anything, but it's kind of heavy. I don't know that the gathers, I feel like I've seen gathered linen before, but it feels really heavy around the waist. Also, even though I took my measurements, it's too big. Why? Why do I keep doing this to myself? I don't know if it's because I've lost weight, but yeah, I'm kind of in denial that I've lost weight. But I mean, I measured myself, so numbers don't lie. And I don't think I've lost that much. I haven't lost enough since I measured to make a difference. But it's really big. Like, I mean, it's just, whoa, about to give y'all a show. It's big. So, and it's big in the waist. Let me see. Like, it's really not waist, but like through this area, it's pretty big. Like, it's big. Now, my daughter was like, oh, I love it. She loved it. My 18-year-old, she loved it. It's actually long enough to wear to church. Even though I haven't hemmed it, but even once I hem it, it's going to be long enough to wear to church. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it's just big and it's heavy. So is that normal? Did I buy the right stuff? I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. One day I'm going to know what I'm doing. So anyway, I like it. I have, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to wear it. And is this going to be hard to alter to make it fit in the bodice? Is that too hard for me? It probably is too hard for me, but I mean, is it too hard for the average beginner? I don't know. Help me out here. Please help me. So that's all I got. Well, no, that's not true. I got actually one more thing done. I didn't bring it because I just didn't think about it. I just jumped in the car and left. I started so Carol mentioned this on one of her videos about she made some knickers, which for those of us in America is panties or underwear or whatever you want to call it. But I decided I would make some too because they looked like it would be a quick and easy sew. And it was. So I used the material, and I don't know that this is the best material for underwear. The DBP might be a little bit, it might not be the right material for underwear, but it's so soft. So anyway, I got it all cut out. I've gotten all the construction done except the elastic part, and it was getting late, which you should not sew when you're tired. But I had all the elastic pinned, and I made a mess of it. Well, first of all, it got stuck in my machine, and so I have to take it out. I only got about this much sewed. I've got to take it out, and it was too late that night, and I was like, I quit, I give up. So anyway, I did not finish those, but I want to get them done anyway, just to say I made some knickers. I'm pretty excited about them. So anyway, I did do that, but between this dress and that, nothing is finished this week, and so that's just the way it's gonna go this week. Oh, look at that. See, I can't have that. I mean, I'm up here at the church. There's nobody here though. Okay, so what I want to sew, well, I'm not even gonna go there right now because I'm gonna be gone for the next 2 weeks. We're going next week to Columbus, Ohio, to the Fine Arts Festival that my daughter is participating in at the national level. She went through the regionals, district, whatever, I don't know what it's called. And she is going to be singing a solo, and she submitted poetry, so we're going to be participating in that. But while we're there is a fabric store that's not a chain fabric store. It's like an independent fabric store that has apparel fabric, because it's usually kind of easy when you go somewhere to find a quilting fabric place, but this has apparel fabric as well. I cannot remember the name, but anyway, I'm hoping to go there next week while I'm there. It's pretty close to our Airbnb, actually. So anyway, I'm excited to go there. So I'm going to try to do better on the Instagram and maybe do some stories. So check there this next week, and maybe you can follow along with my trip, with me, and see if I get to go to that fabric store. So I'm going to do that. And then the week after that, my husband and I are going on a retreat, just me and him. We're going to be writing for our discipleship program that we're doing at the church in the fall, which is, very close from now. So we're going to be doing that for a week. So there will be no sewing. I'm going to take my cross stitch with me and see how much cross stitch I can get done on the road and while we're there. But that's going to be the extent of my sewing. So I'm excited, though. It's going to be really good. As far as the rest of life, there has not been a ton of stuff going on. We're kind of in encounter season mode here at the church. That is a retreat. Well, it's not really a retreat because you go home, but it's a Friday and Saturday, 2 different weekends, one for men, one for women, where we deal, it's like I don't know how to describe it. I've never been able to describe it very well, but it is just an intense weekend where we have speakers in sessions teaching on things like forgiveness and identity and things like that. And anyway, I'm making it sound like it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, at least on my end, stuff I've got to get together. So we are kind of in that season right now, getting all ready for that. We do it once a year, and we love this. So anyway, that's going to be my life, and hopefully some sewing. But anyway, that's about it for my life update. I was going to share with you out of what I'm reading in the book of James, but I just jumped in my car and left, and I don't have that with me, and I don't want to even try to talk about it because I will get it all messed up. I need to have my notes in front of me, but the book of James is really good. It's really practical, and it's also very convicting. So check it out. It's only 5 chapters, and 5 chapters? 4 chapters. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I'm not trying to talk about it. But anyway, book of James is really good, so check that out. And I guess that's it. So I hope that you have a great weekend. If you're getting ready to send your kids back to school, I pray that goes smoothly for you as far as getting all the things that you need to get ready for school, because right here it's tax-free weekend, and my husband and daughter went shopping today for fine arts, and so she'd have something to wear when she sings, and it was crazy out there. But I stayed home and sewed and made a mess of things is all I did. So anyway, I would love to hear what you're working on in your sewing room, and I would love for you to share your stories about linen. Tell me, is linen supposed to be heavy? Is it harder to sew with than regular wovens? I don't know. Is it just me? I just need more practice. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. It's going to be fine. And let me know what you think about me being able to alter this to make it smaller. I don't even know where or how to start with that. So anyway, all right. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. I can't wait to see you next time on Instagram, because I definitely won't be able to make a sewing video. Well, you know what? If I go to that sewing store, I will make a video about that. But otherwise, anyway, so check it out on Instagram and hit that notification bell so that you'll know the next time I send out a video. All right, you guys, thanks. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.